here. So today I'm starting my Sailor Jupiter school uniform cosplay. Yeah, I'm very excited. I've never made a school uniform before. Everything's a learning experience, you know? So yeah, I'll show you my fabric. So here is the fabric I'll be using for my Sailor Jupiter school uniform. So I have some white yarn, some beige, or string, not yarn. I have 3.5 meters of beige fabric for her skirt, part of the collar for her top, and the other little bit of trimmings, a zipper for her skirt, and white fabric that I actually thrifted at Value Village. I think it's a bed sheet for about like $5. In terms of the top, I think I'm going to try and make the head bit big enough so I can fit my head through it, so I don't need a zipper. I was just looking at her seifuku or school uniform, whatever you want to call it, and I just couldn't imagine a spot where I would put a zipper that wouldn't interfere with the collar unless I made the collar snap on and off, but then that was getting a little bit too complicated. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna make it so that I can slip my head through it. That is the plan. We'll see how that goes. This was the last, I bought all of the rest of this fabric at my fabric store, so this better work because I do not have any more of this. My phone died when I was cutting the waistband. Here it is though. It's literally a strip of fabric. 33 by 3. Yeet.
Wow, thank you, Rosie. You're so smart. Oh, wow. Thank you.
She just brought me her Wii remote. Okay, you can have it over there. I'm trying to film a video. So I have the waistband here and I'm basically just ironing it flat. And then once I'm done, I am trying it on to make sure it all fits before moving on. And does it fit? Does it fit? It fits. Yay, 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 yay. Okay, let's go. Want to know what sewing with a cat is like? What are you doing? Sewing pleated skirts. How I love it. So much fun. I'm kidding, it's not that bad. Rosie! Rosie! Hey! Rosie, move! That's not funny. Alrighty, so I've gone ahead and I've double folded both ends of the skirt, so it will be a clean, kinda clean finish. And now I'm gonna go ahead and add the pleats. Okay, I am done all the pleats for my skirt. Ow, I also just pricked myself. I didn't really use any markers, to be honest, for my pleats. I kind of just did it by eye. That's how I usually do things, and I'm very lazy. So yeah, I just kind of did them by eye. I pinned them on both sides just because I find it's easier to keep them together. And keep them from unraveling. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a stitch down the side that I'm sewing to the waistband, and yeah, I even have leftover fabric at the end, which is coolio. I'd rather have too much than too little, you know? Hey guys, a little bit of an update. So I decided that the skirt was too long for my liking. I made it 33 inches, and really I should have probably made it 31. You know, it's one of those things that I tried to ignore, but the more I had it on, the more I was like, you know, I know I won't be satisfied with this, and it's just going to bother me. Like her Sailor Jupiter skirt is supposed to go below the knees, but this was almost like mid-calf, and I felt a little silly. Hey guys, so another little skirt update. So yeah, I have sewn the waistband back onto the top of the skirt. All of the pleats are still not flat, and they're kind of poofy, even with my bit of stitching on the ends and some of them. So I'm going out to get spray on starch, and so the pleats will be more stiff, and if that doesn't work still, then I'm just going to have poofy pleats. That is the end of it. I'm so done with the skirt. Honestly, I've spent way too many hours on this skirt for what it should actually be. That's the French side. All right, the starch has been located. It's easy on, makes ironing easy, speed starch for crisp cotton and linens. I'm ready. Alright, so I am finally done with this skirt. I am now going to go in and make the little bow for the back of her skirt. I'm pretty sure she has a little bow bit, like just like kind of like a thin little stringy bow. And yeah, and then I guess I'll move on to the top another day. Let me tell you about this skirt. These pleats would not stay for the life of me. I've tried so many things. I tried just ironing, I tried interfacing, I tried vinegar and water, and then finally my mom was like, what about starch? And I was like, So I got this Easy On, that's the French side, Easy On makes ironing easy, speed starch for crisp cotton and linens. Let me tell you, if you are a cosplayer and you make pleated skirts, you need to get some of this. This is honestly, these pleats are so crisp and flat right now. Like, I cannot get over it. And it's a long skirt, and the pleats stay all the way to the bottom. Like, you need some of this. You need some of this. This literally, I sprayed it on the fabric, I ironed it, and voila. Amazing. I just need an update, you guys. It's so, oh my goodness. The skirt has been a pain in the butt, but yeah. I just put a few hand stitches in place to keep the bow in its proper shape, and then I just hand stitched it onto the back of the skirt where it's supposed to go. Sailor Jupiter actually has quite a thin ribbon on the back, but I kind of wanted to make it a little bit more bigger and accentuated. That's a word. You guys know what word I'm trying to say. So yeah, I just gotta iron it out a little bit in places, but here is the bow, and now onto the top. My brother's friends are here. Wow, compared to the fabric that I just worked with, this stuff is a dream to iron. No issues at all. Bless. So I usually don't sew with patterns, hence my trying on, trying off, trying on, trying off, resewing, resewing again technique. But I do have this already short sleeve seifuku top that does fit me quite well that I'm going to use as a kind of reference. Her uniform is long sleeved, but it's more the actual base structure of the top I'm worried about than the actual sleeves themselves. I mean, then again, I have been wrong in the past with this damn skirt, for example, that already has cat hair on it. Wonderful. So yeah, fingers crossed. So here I have cut out both sides for the base of the school uniform. It may look a bit small under the arms right now and a bit wide, but that's because I've left room on either sides for seam allowance and such. So yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna go and stitch it all together, and then also folding in and kind of hemming the seams will also give me a little bit more wiggle room around the neck and around the arms. So I'm kind of hesitant to pull them in quite yet. Hey guys, so I just did a quick hem or fold along the edge here. Also, please don't mind my pajamas. They have little wolves or cats on them with both. But yeah, at the bottom of her uniform, she has like a white band almost. And at first I was going to just sew a long strip of fabric and attach it to the end, but I was like, you know what, that's making too much work for myself. So what I did is I just made the seifuku a little extra longer so I can then fold it at the top and stitch it about here to give it that illusion that she has like a separate band connecting to the rest of her seifuku. And what I decided to do to give it some extra stiffness at the bottom is I have a little bit of interfacing left over. So I'm going to cut about a strip like this all the way around, so that way when I fold it, it's a little bit crisper and it has more of a shape around the top of my skirt. So yeah, just thought I would update you all on the dealio. Alrighty, interfacing is in, and now I'm just going to do a stitch right along the top. Horrible lighting and placement. But here are the sleeves all stitched together and hemmed, ready to be sewn on. So I didn't film this process only because it was fairly time consuming, and to be honest, I was in a little bit of a rut at this point. But basically using the same fabric for my skirt, I created a tube and sewed it together, and then using the white fabric that I thrifted, I handmade the white strips or ribbons on the cuffs, whatever you want to call them. Although after I did this, I realized that if you want an easier way to go about this, you could use a thin matte ribbon or even pre-folded bias tape. Although oddly enough, I really like the crisp outcome of this, even though it was really tedious. But yeah, and then I basically just sewed the cuffs onto the ends of the sleeves. Hey guys, so a little bit of an update. I kind of stopped filming at one point because I just wasn't sure in what direction I was heading, and when I get really stressed out when I sew, I do not like to film. I'm more very like in my zone. I'm like, I just gotta figure out my track. So yeah, a little bit of an update. So I did the trim around the bottom of her shirt today, and not today, but you know what I mean. And then I did her sleeves, and I made the little cuffs on the side. To tell the truth, last night when I was working on this, I wasn't really sure where I was going with this, or I wasn't really happy with the cosplay in general. I wasn't really feeling that good about it. But after kind of last night too, it was at an awkward stage. Like I just had the skirt and literally like a white crop top with no sleeves, and I was like, oh, this doesn't feel very good. But now that I'm getting more of it done, I'm starting to feel more comfortable with it. Anyway, so yeah, this is packing it in for the night. I have a 9 a.m. class tomorrow, and it is about almost 1 in the morning, so I need to kind of clean up and have a shower. So I will work on her collar and the lace-up bit another day. Anyway, bye guys, thanks for watching. Good night.